Welcome, dear wanderers of the night, to Tales of Tomorrow, a realm where darkness whispers terrifying tales that will send shivers down your spine. Prepare to have your deepest fears brought to life as we journey through the twisted labyrinth of our sinister stories. I am your guide, your phantom narrator, and together we shall delve into the unknown. Each week a new tale awaits, unraveling the fabric of reality and daring you to face the horrors that lurk beneath the surface. So dim the lights, find a safe corner, and grip on to whatever courage remains, for you have entered Tales of Tomorrow. But remember, once you've crossed the threshold, there's no turning back. Tonight's chilling tale, The Phantom of Forgotten Roads, follows the harrowing journey of Alex, a lonely driver who encounters a mysterious hitchhiker on a stormy night. As they travel together down a desolate road, Alex slowly uncovers the dark secret behind his otherworldly passenger. Will Alex find the courage to confront the supernatural force that binds them both? Sit back, dim the lights, and prepare yourself for a haunting tale of fear, redemption, and the power of human connection. On a dark and stormy night, Alex found himself driving back home after a long and draining business trip. The relentless rain seemed to merge with his thoughts, amplifying the melancholy that had been weighing down on him since the recent loss of a loved one. The desolate rural road seemed to stretch on forever, echoing Alex's loneliness and desire for human connection. As the rain poured down, the darkness on the desolate rural road seemed endless. Alex's thoughts wandered back to happier times, before the loss of his loved one, leaving him feeling lonely and yearning for a connection. The surrounding woods cast shadowy silhouettes that danced in the corners of his vision as his headlights struggled to pierce through the darkness. Just as Alex rounded a bend, a flash of lightning illuminated a figure standing by the side of the road. Dressed in tattered, old-fashioned clothing and soaked to the bone, the figure appeared to be a hitchhiker. Empathy and loneliness compelled Alex to stop and offer a ride to the stranger. As his car approached, he noticed the eerie calmness of the hitchhiker and their inability to make eye contact. Hesitating for a moment, Alex rolled down the window and asked the hitchhiker where he was headed. The hitchhiker's voice was soft and otherworldly, barely audible over the sound of the rain. He mentioned a nearby town which happened to be on Alex's way. Reluctantly, Alex unlocked the door, inviting the stranger into the car. As the hitchhiker settled into the passenger seat, he seemed to carry an air of mystery that lingered in the confined space of the car. With the car back on the road, Alex attempted to engage the hitchhiker in conversation. The mysterious passenger spoke of having been on the road for an incredibly long time, as if lost in time. Intrigued and unsettled, Alex couldn't help but wonder about the hitchhiker's origins and what stories he might have to share. The hitchhiker, sensing Alex's curiosity, began to recount tales of the people he had encountered over the years. Each story grew darker and more tragic, drawing Alex deeper into the mysterious world of the Phantom of Forgotten Roads. As the car continued to navigate the treacherous, rain-soaked road, Alex found himself becoming increasingly captivated by the chilling tales told by his enigmatic passenger. Meanwhile, outside the car, the storm seemed to grow more intense, mirroring the escalating tension within the vehicle. The wind howled, and the rain pelted the windshield as if trying to break through. Unbeknownst to Alex, each story the hitchhiker shared was subtly altering the very fabric of the world around them, drawing them closer to the realm of the Phantom of Forgotten Roads. As the miles passed, the hitchhiker's haunting tales continued to unfold, with each story more sinister and tragic than the last. Alex, who had initially been curious, now felt a growing unease but couldn't resist the allure of these otherworldly stories. The atmosphere inside the car seemed to grow heavier with every word spoken by the mysterious hitchhiker. The first tale spoke of a lonely traveler who, like Alex, had offered a ride to a stranger on a stormy night. This stranger, however, turned out to be a malevolent spirit that tormented the traveler until he could no longer endure the psychological strain, ultimately driving him to madness. The hitchhiker's voice wavered with emotion as he recounted the tragic fate of the lonely traveler, painting a vivid picture in Alex's mind. The second tale told of a young couple who had become lost in the woods on the very same road they were traveling. Desperate and frightened, they had unknowingly stumbled upon an ancient and cursed burial ground. The spirits of the restless dead rose from their graves, terrorizing the couple and forcing them to flee, forever haunted by the terrifying experience. The third tale involved a family who had moved into an old house near the road, only to discover that it was inhabited by a dark and malevolent entity. The spirit tormented the family, preying on their fears and insecurities, eventually driving them from their home, leaving behind a legacy of sorrow and despair. As the hitchhiker recounted these tales, strange phenomena began to occur. The road ahead seemed to stretch on without end, and the car's radio began to play eerie tunes from the hitchhiker's era, filled with static and distorted voices. Alex became increasingly aware of the supernatural nature of his passenger and the journey they were on. Despite the growing unease, Alex was determined to uncover the truth behind his mysterious passenger. Probing deeper into the hitchhiker's past, the hitchhiker reluctantly revealed the most terrifying story yet, one that involved a monstrous, shadowy figure preying on lost souls. The tale sent shivers down Alex's spine as a creeping dread began to take hold. The hitchhiker spoke of a dark figure that roamed the forgotten roads, seeking out travelers who were vulnerable and alone. This malevolent phantom fed on the fear and despair of its victims, slowly draining them of their will to live. As the hitchhiker told the story, the shadows in the car seemed to grow darker, and the temperature dropped, leaving a chill in the air. Alex, unable to shake off the feeling that he was becoming a part of the very tales the hitchhiker was sharing, decided to confront his mysterious passenger. He demanded answers, questioning the hitchhiker's motives for sharing such dark and disturbing stories. The hitchhiker, taken aback by Alex's sudden defiance, hesitated before revealing the dark truth behind his haunting tales. The hitchhiker stared out the rain-streaked window for a moment before turning to face Alex. His eyes seemed to hold a deep sadness, as if he had seen and experienced more pain than any person should. He took a deep breath and began to reveal the dark secret behind his haunting tales. The hitchhiker confessed that he was once a mortal man, cursed to wander the forgotten roads for all eternity. He had been a traveling storyteller in life, using his gift of weaving tales to earn his keep. However, one fateful night, he encountered a vengeful spirit that took offense to one of his stories. The spirit cursed the storyteller, turning him into a spectral entity that fed off human fear, loneliness, and despair. The hitchhiker explained that he had been seeking redemption for his past misdeeds, hoping to find a way to break the curse and end his eternal torment. The dark tales he shared with Alex were not merely stories, but memories of the people he had encountered over the centuries, their fates forever intertwined with his own. As the hitchhiker recounted the tragic fates of those who had crossed his path, Alex began to see the true nature of his passenger. Beneath the spectral visage of the cursed storyteller, he recognized the remnants of a man filled with remorse and longing for redemption. Despite the fear and unease he felt, Alex couldn't help but empathize with the tortured soul before him. The storm outside seemed to intensify as the hitchhiker reached the climax of his own story. He spoke of his countless attempts to break the curse, all of which had ended in failure. Each encounter with a lost soul on the forgotten roads only served to strengthen the dark power that bound him to his eternal existence. As the hitchhiker's tale came to an end, the car was suddenly plunged into darkness. The headlights flickered and went out, leaving Alex and the hitchhiker in a claustrophobic black void. Panicking, Alex fumbled with the controls, desperately trying to restore power to the car. The hitchhiker too seemed shaken by the sudden turn of events. In the darkness, a horrifying realization began to dawn on Alex. He feared that his own fear and despair had somehow strengthened the curse that bound the hitchhiker to his phantom existence, making it all but impossible for him to break free. The chilling thought sent a shudder through Alex as he wondered if he too was now cursed to share the hitchhiker's fate. As the darkness in the car seemed to grow more oppressive, Alex fought to quell the rising tide of panic threatening to overwhelm him. He knew that giving in to fear would only make things worse for both him and the hitchhiker. Desperate for a way out, Alex racked his brain for any hint of hope or courage that could counter the curse's power. Suddenly, he remembered the love and support he had received from his friends and family in the wake of his recent loss. Those cherished memories, which had initially been overshadowed by grief, now served as a beacon of hope amidst the darkness. Drawing strength from these memories, Alex found the courage to confront the hitchhiker and the curse that held them both captive. With newfound determination, Alex turned to the hitchhiker and declared that he refused to give in to fear and despair. He challenged the dark power behind the curse, vowing to fight for both his own soul and that of the tormented storyteller. The hitchhiker, moved by Alex's resolve, found a glimmer of hope in the face of the seemingly insurmountable darkness. As Alex's courage grew, the curse's power began to wane. The car's electrical system flickered back to life, and the headlights cut through the darkness once more, banishing the suffocating void. Outside, the storm seemed to subside, the rain easing to a gentle patter against the windshield. The hitchhiker, now visibly weakened but no longer consumed by the curse's malevolence, thanked Alex for his bravery and selflessness. He explained that while the curse had not been entirely broken, Alex's actions had weakened it enough to grant him a temporary reprieve. The hitchhiker now had a chance to seek redemption, and perhaps even freedom from his eternal torment. With the storm abating and the car once again bathed in light, Alex and the hitchhiker continued down the once-forgotten road. The atmosphere inside the car had shifted, the oppressive dread replaced by a cautious sense of hope. The hitchhiker, feeling a renewed sense of purpose, shared one final tale with Alex, a story of hope, love, and redemption. As they approached the outskirts of the town the hitchhiker had mentioned earlier, Alex slowed the car to a stop. The hitchhiker prepared to leave, expressing his gratitude for the kindness and courage Alex had shown him. He promised to use the opportunity Alex had given him to seek a way to break the curse once and for all, allowing him to finally rest in peace. As the hitchhiker stepped out of the car, he turned to Alex one last time and offered a parting piece of advice. He urged Alex to cherish the love and support of those around him and to never lose hope, even in the darkest of times. With that, the hitchhiker disappeared into the night, leaving Alex alone on the side of the road. Filled with a newfound sense of hope and determination, Alex continued his drive home, forever changed by his encounter with the Phantom of Forgotten Roads. The lessons he had learned about courage, love, and facing one's fears would stay with him for the rest of his life, a testament to the power of human connection in the face of darkness and despair. Thank you for joining us on this eerie adventure through the Forgotten Roads. We hope you enjoyed The Phantom of Forgotten Roads. Remember to cherish the love and support of those around you and never lose hope even in the darkest of times. If you enjoyed tonight's story, be sure to like, comment and subscribe for more spine-chilling tales on Tales of Tomorrow. Until next time, stay brave and keep exploring the unknown.